Hello everyone, welcome to biology class. We have been discussing the chapter 3 reproduction in animals. And in the previous videos we have seen the various types of asexual reproduction in animals. Then we have begun the topic of sexual reproduction, and till the last class we have seen the female reproductive system and its parts. In today's class we will discuss the male reproductive system. So, the male reproductive system consists of the following parts. Let us see one by one. First is testes. These are a pair of oval shaped structure and these are located outside the abdomen, and it is present in a special structure, that is sac like structure, called as scrotum. The testes are located in this sac like structure. It is present outside the abdomen, that is scrotum. The scrotum is present outside the abdomen only because it has to be having a separate temperature. The temperature of the scrotum has to be less than the normal body temperature. That is, it is to be less than 37 degrees Celsius. That is the normal body temperature. Minus, you can subtract it by 3 degrees, 2 to 3 degrees less it is there. So minimum 2 degrees to 3 degrees temperature difference is there from the body temperature and that which is in the scrotum. Why is it so? Why this temperature difference is required? This temperature difference is important or essential for maturation of the sperms, that are the male reproductive cells. Otherwise, the male reproductive cells will not be able to be matured or produced. Then testes are doing what? They are producing a large number of sperms, and these sperms are present in a liquid which is called as semen. Now next part is vas deferens. It is a duct, only a tube-like structure, and it is connecting the testes to the urethra. So only this is working as a tube-like structure. It connects the testes to the urethra. No other function is there for vas deferens. Next is urethra. So urethra is also a small duct and it will pass through the penis, and the urethra, in this the semen will pass from the testes. The semen is produced, so this semen will pass from this and it will be ejaculated or produced forward into the female reproductive system. The last part, that is penis, it is a male reproductive organ and through which the sperms are discharged. Also it is used for discharging urine. So these are the four parts of the male reproductive system: testis, vas deferens, urethra and penis. The male cells or the male reproductive cell, that is the sperms, are produced in the testis. And now we will see the two major functions of the male reproductive system. First is it produces sperms, and second it delivers sperm to the reproductive tract of the female. So that is two functions that are given. Some glands are there which are called as accessory glands. So these accessory glands are doing what? They are helping in various productions of enzymes or chemicals related to the reproduction. So let us see one by one. First is the prostrate gland. Two types of glands are there, accessory. First one is prostrate gland. It is a single gland only and it will form 15 to 33% of the semen, that is the liquid in which the sperms are flowing. So that is prostrate gland produces semen. Next is what is given here is seminal vesicles. These are also accessory glands and these are a pair. This is not a single gland, these are a pair of vesicles and pouch like structure, and they will produce an alkaline fluid, that is a liquid. Alkaline means which is basic, opposite of acid is alkaline. So alkaline fluid is produced and it will neutralize the acidic medium of the female tract, and 60% of the semen is produced from the seminal vesicle. So both the prostrate as well as the seminal vesicle, prostrate gland and seminal vesicle, produce the semen. 60% semen is made from seminal vesicle, remaining we can say from the prostrate gland. Here is the diagrammatic representation of the male reproductive system. So first of all, you can observe here the vas deferens, that is the tubular structure. Below this, here you have the prostrate gland here, and this is the seminal vesicle here. Both sides I have ticked there. Both of these are producing the semen. This semen will then move forward, and where it will move toward the vas deferens. In this tube-like structure, it will move forward, and then it reaches to, is connected to this part, that is epididymis and seminiferous tubules. Here what is done? Here it is connected to the testes. Testes are producing the sperms. So sperms will be moving forward and they will reach where? They will reach to the seminal vesicle and the prostate gland. Till there, and there the sperms are mixed with the semen, and then they are moved forward towards the urethra and then to the penis. So this is the male reproductive system. Next, anything else? Yes, here you can take important point from here, that is the male sex hormones. First, that is testosterone, that is the male sex hormone, and it is produced from the testes of the male reproductive organs, where we have seen the parts of the reproductive system. So that is testosterone is produced in the testes, and it is secreted by the interstitial cells, the cells only inside the testes. What this hormone is doing, that is, first is production of the sperms, and these sperms are temporarily stored in the epididymis, as I have shown in the diagram. You can see here the epididymis is there. So sperms are temporarily stored for certain period of time in this, and they are produced where? They are produced in the testes. After being produced, they are temporarily stored in epididymis, and then they can move forward towards the urethra and penis. Next, here now we'll move towards the next point, that is in the fact zone. We'll read these points. First one is when two eggs are fertilized. In case two eggs means normally one egg is fertilized with one sperm cell. That is normally situation, but sometimes it rarely happens. Two egg cells of the female are fertilized. In that case, what will happen? It will lead to the birth of non-identical twins. So that is if two eggs are fertilized. But in case single egg is fertilized and it divides into two. Single egg of the female, that is ovum, and sperm of the male, they are fertilized. But after fertilization, that particular cell has divided into two. Then also twins will take birth, but those twins will be identical. By appearance also they will look similar to each other. So this is how twins are taking birth. When two eggs are fertilized, then non-identical twins. But if single egg is fertilized and it divides into two after the fertilization, then it is identical twins which take birth. One more thing is given, that is semen. It is a mixture of what? Sperm. And second thing, it is having secretions from the seminal vesicles. Seminal vesicles are what we have seen in the diagram. One more term is given, Cooper's gland. They are not given in syllabus, we have not talked about them. They are also responsible for producing semen. So these are the three accessory glands: seminal vesicles, Cooper's gland, and prostate gland. They will produce the semen. It is a fluid and which is having the sperms. Now we will move to fertilization. Fertilization is the process in which the sperm, that is the male cells, they will fuse, they will join together with the female cell, that is the egg nucleus, or we can say the ovum. So sperm will combine with the ovum or fuse with the ovum. As a result, what will happen is zygote will form. Zygote is formed after the fertilization. So the process we can write as the fusion of a sperm and the ovum to form a zygote. It is called as fertilization. After the fertilization, what will happen? Then zygote will form. That zygote will continue its division. Cell division will take place continuously, and then zygote will convert itself into embryo. Zygote develops itself and many cells will form that will be called as embryo. Embryo will continue to grow, and what will happen? Embryo grows, and eventually what will produce? A new organism will be taking birth. So this is all related to this topic of fertilization. In the beginning only they have given a brief outlook. So first one about in human females, how this fertilization take place. It happens in the female's body when the male cells and the female cells are fusing each other. Next, here we can read fertilization take place where. This part you have to underline. It takes place in the fallopian tubes or the oviduct. Inside there only fertilization take place. So the sperm from the male cells are received in the vagina of the female, and they will move towards the oviduct, that is the fallopian tube, and where fertilization take place. Normally millions of sperms are released, but only one will be able to fuse. Here you can see in the diagram, only one sperm cell fuses with one egg cell. As a result, what will form? That will be called as zygote. So zygote is produced after fertilization. It develops into embryo later on after successive cell divisions. Then we have two types of fertilization. One is external, another one is internal. In case of lower organism, not in human beings, in lower animals like fishes, some amphibians also, there we can observe external fertilization. This is done in those animal which lay their eggs. जो भी और animals eggs lay करते हैं, they will have external fertilization. So in those cases it is happening, but in the case of the human beings it is internal fertilization. The male sperms and the female ova or the egg are fertilized in the body of the female. This is internal fertilization, and almost all the organisms which live on land which do not lay their eggs, they will have internal fertilization. So two types of fertilization, you will take a note of that. Nothing else is important. So that is all for this present class. We have seen the female already. We have seen the reproductive parts, how the ovulation and menstruation is done. Today we have covered the male hormones related to reproduction. Then we have covered male reproductive system, various parts and functions of it, and then the topic related to fertilization and its type. In the next video, that will be the last one for this chapter, we will cover the remaining part of this chapter and the question answers, as already you would have seen in the live class. Same answers I will repeat in this video series also. That is all for today's class. Thank you for being here.